Hey guys, we are going to talk about your crossover symmetry today. You've probably seen these bands hanging up in the gym. This is one of our favorite ways to warm up your shoulders. We also just use it for general shoulder health and sometimes for your shoulder rehab. Karina's going to demonstrate all of the movements today. There are 7 in total, so I'm going to talk about what the movements are, kind of describe them. She's going to show you what the movements look like. For most of us, we're going to be using the red and orange bands. Your red is kind of a medium weight, your orange is a little bit lighter. But there are 5 bands in total, they're all different weights, so you just need to find whatever works the best for you. For all these movements, your bands are going to be crossed over each other and you're going to do about 5 to 7 reps of each movement. So her first one is going to be the row. So she is going to grab the medium weight bands. For a lot of girls, that means the red bands. All right, so she's going to step back so she has just a little bit of tension on her bands. Her hands are going to be in front of her, palms facing down, and she is just going to pull her elbows back, keeping them at shoulder height. Good, the whole time that she's doing this and with all of her movements, she's going to be keeping her shoulder blades pulled together. So you're going to think about tucking your shoulder blades down into your back pockets, maintaining that tension through that middle upper back. Okay, her next one is going to be with a little bit lighter band. For a lot of us, that is going to mean switching to the orange band. All right, her bands are crossed. This time her palms are going to be facing each other. She's going to keep her elbows straight and just bring her arms straight out to the side. Her elbows are staying straight the whole time. She's still maintaining that tension in her shoulder blades, still keeping them tucked down in her back pocket. For her next one, she's going to switch back to the red bands, the ones that are a little bit heavier. So we're still going to keep those shoulder blades tucked down and back, shoulders pulled together, but this is going to recruit a little bit more of the lats. She's going to bend over for these at about a 90-degree angle. Her back is nice and flat. Her palms this time are facing down below. Her elbows are going to be straight again, and she is just going to pull her bands back towards her hips. Okay, her next 4 are all going to be from the bottom row. So your first 3 movements on crossover are all from the top hooks. Your last 4 are going to be from the bottom. She's going to switch back to her light bands, so again the orange ones. Okay, her bands are crossed, her palms are facing down. This one is going to be a row and rotate. It's called the 90-90. So she's going to pull her elbows up to shoulder height, and then she's going to rotate her hands up, keeping this upper arm as still as possible. So we're working on the rotator cuff a little bit more with this one. And she's going to let her hands rotate down and forward. So row, rotate, back down, and forward. Good. She's still maintaining that tension in her middle upper back, still thinking about pulling those shoulder blades together. All right, she's gonna hang on to her orange bands. She is just gonna turn and face the other way and cross the bands behind her. Her palms are gonna be facing the wall back behind her. She's gonna keep those shoulder blades down, arms straight, and her arms are gonna come up overhead in a Y shape. Okay, and now she's going to switch back to the heavier band, the red one, and it is still going to be crossed behind her. Okay. For this one, her hands are going to start at her shoulders. That band should be hitting you about halfway up your bicep, but it should be on the outside of your arm. She is going to push forward, and then when her arms are all the way extended, she's going to shrug into the band. Okay, and then her last one, she's gonna go back to her lighter band and she's gonna face the wall where she started. All right, she's gonna make the Y shape again, just like she did in that one previously. The tricky thing with this one is that we have to make sure that we're not leaning back into it and letting our rib cage flare. So she's gonna tuck those shoulder blades down like she has for all the other ones, But now she's gonna squeeze her abs just a little bit so that her core stays nice and straight, and then she's gonna bring her arms overhead in that Y shape. And that is your crossover symmetry. So again, this is one of the ones that we really like to use for shoulder warm-ups, rehab, and just general shoulder health. If you still have any questions after you've watched this video, just grab one of your coaches and we'll be happy to walk you through it.